What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman here for Stokastic.com, back again to close out the week with my DFS contenders on DraftKings for Friday, November 8th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter at Josh Engleman. Massive day today. 11 games to choose from on DraftKings. We have plenty of choices. I'm going to give you at least 6. Jaren Jackson Jr. is on the outside looking in today. No Ja Morant. Couldn't crack the top 5. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. First up at number 5, I have Grant Williams taking on the Indiana Pacers. I had him 11% optimal. I gave him 30 minutes. Interesting spot here. Power forward, center eligible, 4,300. Projected for 12.5 points, 5 boards, 3 assists, little over a stock. But interesting spot here because still no Mark Williams, obviously. Still no Nick Richards. And now Miles Bridges is going to be out for this one. I think they're just going to be using him a little bit more than normal. I don't think they have much of a choice. So 30 minutes for Grant Williams, having that power forward eligibility. We know that he can get threes up if he gets any sort of open looks. He's just a really nice value. He's underpriced for the role that he has to play now while they're missing their starting 4 and 2 starting 5s. I don't think Taj Gibson is going to be looking for a ton of offense at the 5 today. I think that's a slight benefit to Grant Williams. Another center that looks really good today is on the opposite side of this game. That's Miles Turner. Now, he is projected for a ton of ownership right now. Might be a little too high. We'll see where that goes throughout the day. Center only, 6,200, projected for 18 points, 8 boards, 2 assists, and 2.5 stocks. And he gets a matchup against Charlotte. Now, we've been saying centers against Charlotte for what seems like a decade. Now, no Mark Williams, no Nick Richards, Taj Gibson likely starting at the 5. This is about as good of a spot as you're going to be able to find for Miles Turner. Scares me a little bit how popular he is, but it's not like I disagree with it. We're talking about a guy that showed up as my 4th best play on today's slate. I'm not really sure how you get away from him. He's going to play north of 30 minutes in a competitive matchup. They're still without Aaron Nesmith. They're obviously without the Achilles twins. No James Wiseman, no Isaiah Jackson. Both of those guys are done for the year. So Miles Turner can play as many minutes as he can handle because they don't really have anybody behind him that matters. In 31 minutes, though, he's still a top 5 play. The Josh Hart experience is back at number 3, taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. I went 38 minutes. It could be more. They just play these guys an absolute ton. Small forward, power forward eligible, 6,700, projected for 13 points, 10 boards, 5 assists, and a stock and a half. All these Knicks starters, whether it's Hart, Anunoby, Bridges, Brunson, Cat, they play so much that they can't be disregarded. And this matchup could look a lot more interesting if we happen to not have Giannis today. He did play yesterday, but he was questionable all day. Now they're on a back-to-back, so we don't know his status yet. That will certainly improve the outlook for the Knicks. But if I'm going to get 38 minutes out of Josh Hart with an MPE and a reasonable price tag, he's just always going to be a part of the equation. I think as we make out a little bit more value throughout the day, as we get more news, we probably see Josh Hart come down a little bit, but it's not as if he's ever going to leave the realm of a guy that I'm probably going to have a lot of. It's been the case for pretty much every Knicks game so far this year, and I don't really see it changing today. Cade Cunningham in at number 2. This one was a little surprising to me. Point guard only, 8,700, projected for 25 points, 8.5 assists, and 6 boards, plus a stock and a half. He's playing 36 minutes a night. He's taking on an Atlanta Hawks team that's missing a couple bodies, doesn't really have that great of a defense. The matchup looks good, should be relatively competitive as well. I'm just happy to get to Cade. He very clearly runs the show in Detroit. We're talking about a 30% usage dude, and he's getting everybody else involved. What's not to like here? He's slowly but surely coming into his own after having a bit of a rough start to his career. I think being in Detroit probably had a lot to do with that, but now that they're starting to put a couple more real NBA players around him, not that they're good now, but they've got more realistic NBA bodies that could actually play for other teams. And the more real bodies you can put there around Cade, the more freedom he's going to experience on the offensive end. And we're seeing that so far this season, and we saw it at the end of last year as well. So I think he continues to take steps forward. If he's going to continue to play 36 minutes a night, this is a guy that you have to pay attention to. My number one play for right now, though, Jared Allen. Not something I was expecting because this is a defensive matchup. Golden State and Cleveland are both top 5 defenses in my eyes. Jared Allen's playing pretty solid minutes, though. I've got him in for 33, center only, but only 7K. It's pretty nice for his point per minute rates. 16.5 points, 12.5 boards, 2 assists, and 2 stocks. He's my favorite center play today. One, because I expect Cleveland to juice their minutes a hair. We're still waiting on a Q tag for Dean Wade as well. But we saw Cleveland just absolutely destroy so many teams early that their minutes were a bit depressed. But in a really competitive matchup, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Jared Allen played 34, 35, 36 minutes if they're trying to pick up a win, because this should be a competitive matchup. A bunch of Q tags on Golden State might change that equation a bit, but I love the idea of getting to Jared Allen here. As for right now, there's not a single person on this slate that I think is a better play than Allen. He is my number one contender. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Friday, November 8th. I don't have a FanDuel version of this video, but I do post my top 10 FanDuel plays to my Twitter account. And if you are listening to this video right now, DraftKings and FanDuel top 10s are already posted. You can click the link in the description of this video to sign up at Stokastic, get a free month of our Sims package by signing up through one of our affiliates, either on the Pick'em side or the Sportsbook side, and you're gonna get some sort of bonus from them when you do it. But you also get a month of our stuff. Another work week in the books. I will be back again Monday doing this one again. Enjoy your weekend, everybody. Be safe.